Tyler, I feel like we're getting closer to the brink because this is what I will say of watching the Commanders Ravens game. The Commanders team is not going to win a Super Bowl this year, but I do feel like that game, even in a loss, was an announcement that they are going to be a contender for the Super Bowl in the future, and they are ready to be a fun team to watch even against the best teams right now. Is it still simply beat the Panthers this week and you're back as a fan?
Yeah, I mean, that's where I'm at because, like I said, that's a game they should win, and Washington has a storied history of not winning the games they should win, and I'm not signing up for the same old shit. But I do not feel like this is the same old team. I mean, they impressed me so much on Sunday with how they played against the Ravens. Jayden Daniels had like 270 yards, 2 TDs, has only thrown 2 picks all season, and both of them has been picks, which is a wild stat. Tips, which is a wild stat, and bro, like he's the truth, man. That kid is the truth. But, like I was telling y'all in the group chat, a big reason why I might come back to Washington fandom is it just feels so good talking shit to Cowboys fans. Like, those motherfuckers got smacked up so bad yesterday, and I was just talking shit like wow, imagine having questions at the quarterback spot. Couldn't be me. You know what I'm saying? Like just rubbing it in with the homies and shit. And it is like my hate for NFC East teams has surpassed my love for Washington for quite a while. And my hate might be what draws me back too. Hate is a very strong motivator. So yeah, like I said, if they beat the Panthers, if they win the game they're supposed to win, if they show it's a new day, that they take care of the business they're supposed to take care of, I'm back.
This is an exciting day.
I was looking at the schedule because I was like, oh, I wonder who is after the Panthers, because who will be the first team the Commanders play when Tyler is fully back on the bandwagon. And it is none other than the Chicago Bears with the first overall pick, Caleb Williams, which is going to be an amazing showdown.
Yeah, the NFL put this shit together. This is the season of the rookie quarterbacks. Tyler, would you mind sharing the text you sent with your friend Marcus?
Yeah, shouts to the homie Marcus, man. Been my dog for a minute. He's from Dallas, DeSoto, actually, right outside of Dallas and shit. So grew up a Cowboys fan. And he texted me, he was like, man, fuck your QB. During and I was like, hey, it's good over here. I was like, look, we got a good black quarterback, and he's not the Dak Prescott back to blue ass black. He's a real motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? I was like, it feels good to have a black quarterback who I know ain't gonna be donating $1 million to the police. You feel me? So yeah, man.
He looks like an R&B producer. Like he produces R&B music.
I believe you also had an analogy about Dak's full name.
Oh yeah. And I was like, Dakota Rain. I was like, that motherfucker got a name like a horse. Like, who? Dakota Rain? That is a horse name. And that's your quarterback? Come on, man. That motherfucker needs to go to Churchill Downs. Feed that motherfucker an apple and put a wreath of roses around his neck. He is not an NFL quarterback, dog. Dakota Rain. Get your ass out of here.
How bad was the game yesterday?
Oh, they got spanked, 47-9? The Cowboys.
Who was they playing?
At their spot. Detroit. Detroit is legit. Like, Detroit can win the NFC, bro.
But 40-9 is crazy, though.
Yeah. It was 47-9 or 49-7, something like that. But it was the worst home loss that the Cowboys have had since Jerry Jones bought the team, and it was on his 82nd birthday.
On his birthday.
And the picture of him sitting there looking like a fucking melted milk dud is the funniest shit. Like, he's just like, nah.
I told you, that motherfucker looks like the bottom of your big toe when you get out the pool, bro. Jerry Jones, man. He got that Jimmy Carter going on. I'm just like, bro, how are you still here? Like,
to look at a human being and see a bottom of a big toe is crazy. I remember the last time I seen the bottom of a big toe. That had to remind you of something you ain't seen in a long time, nigga. That's
exactly
crazy.
what that motherfucker look like, though.
Man, you're right about Jimmy Carter, though, bro. The way they wheel Jimmy Carter out there to like air him out is it's fucking crazy. He's not even in a wheelchair. He's on one of those like hand dollies. You know what I mean? It's just fucking like popping back like a Halloween decoration. It's just fucking like
dog. He had the point where his mouth is like constantly agape. Like dog, it's time to die after that. Like if motherfuckers gotta hit your mouth with the turkey baster to keep your shit moisturized, it's time for you to go, dog. You had a great run, 100 years, goddamn. Like
Unbelievable. But he's been in hospice for like 4 years, bro.
Yeah.
This shit doesn't he has had and beaten cancer since getting into hospice. That shit does not make any fucking sense.
4 years. That motherfucker went to hospice college. he did undergrad in hospice, dog. Like 4 years. You're supposed to be in that motherfucker like 4 weeks or so, dog. 4 years?
He's supposed to have had that diploma for sure. That was not supposed to be a 4-year course.
I'm talking about he's sticking around to vote for Kamala. Bro, please give that man his favorite steak and let nature take its course. Like, he deserves that. Like, he deserves that.
Eating solid food gonna get him out of here. Yeah. That's just saying. Like,
give that man his favorite steak, put some butter on it. You know that's all he's wanted, and let his digestive tract, finish the job here. Like, I think we owe him that.
I'll say this: if he votes for
college.
If he votes for Kamala, that would be the first actual case of voter fraud in America because he will not have any idea what he's doing. Yeah, it's just like someone's definitely holding his hand to fill that little circle.
Like if someone has to hold your hand up, is that legitimately like illegal? Like, can he legitimately do this on his own free will? Like, that is a legit question. All jokes aside.
Well, I had a poll worker one time because I always take my kids to vote with me, be like, oh, they can't go in the booth with you or it's voter fraud. And I was like, I'll take my chances.
If Jimmy Carter,
you want to call the cops on my 4-year-old going in the booth with me or whatever, like, you feel free. You know what I mean?
If Jimmy Carter has to go in a voting booth without an escort, that motherfucker will never leave. Like,
he's never coming out.
He'll be there forever, dog. Like,
you let the weight of the pen take its natural course. He's just gonna be on the ground.
he's like fucking Mr. Burns, but not evil, basically.
I was just about to say that when they were trying to get Mr. Burns' blood out, and it was just like it just kept going all the way through, and it was dust.
I just looked at a picture of that, man. Ooh.
Yeah, bro.
Damn.
Patrick in the chat said, I thought the wind might have been too much for Jimmy Carter. I thought he turned into dust like in the Avengers.
That motherfucker get hit with the snap. Yeah, man.
He's smiling and that shit look painful. Fuck that shit.
He does not have the correct amount of skin on his face to attempt to smile. Like,
I don't even want to laugh no more. I feel
it's like when you're trying to get hit. The skin on his skull is like when you're trying to get the last 2 little nurgles of peanut butter out of the jar to spread it on a kid's sandwich. It's just there's just a light dusting of skin over that skull, bro.
But it looks too heavy for the muscles in his face. You know what I'm saying? It's like there's pain, you know what I'm saying, behind that smile where there shouldn't be pain, nigga. It's crazy.
Yeah. And I know there might be some listeners saying, why y'all making fun of that old man? You should be blessed that you lived that long. No, motherfucker, I do not want that. That is not a blessing, dog. Like I said, 75 or 80-ish or so, that's good enough for me, dog. 100 is wild, bro.
100 is cool if I'm not moving like a nigga that's 100. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Like, when you look at this image, he might as well be 130. Like, what's the, you know what I mean? Like, you feel me? Like, I'm not, there's people that you see like, that's 100? Damn. Now you see him, oh, he 100 for sure.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Like Char's auntie just turned 100. She walks to the store to, like, you know what I mean? That's like, if you're 100 or you're living.
She says she's 100. You're like, wow, I would have not imagined somebody moving like 100.
I would say she's like grew up in Hawaii on a pineapple plantation and like speaks pidgin and shit. So she's looked 100 since she was like,
that son was old,
you know what I mean? Well, like, yeah.
She's 3 pieces.
Jackson will confirm that Hawaiian people, it's like they're young, and then the next day they are ancient. Like, there's no aging process.
Did y'all ever see that clip of that woman who was at like her 96th birthday or some shit, and she was at a party and surrounded by family, and she blew the candle and was like, "Hey, what you wish for?" And she was like, "I hope this is my last one." Like, that's what I'm wishing for. Like, hey, dog.
A lot of old people, I'll be like, are you afraid of? No, I'm not afraid of death. I think it's gonna be peaceful. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you get to a certain age, and I feel like, living is cruel.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
I used to talk to my grandpa about it all the time. He was Catholic. I was not religious, and I would ask him if he was afraid, and he was like, no, because either I'm right and I feel like I'm going to heaven, or you're right and I'm going to sleep. And I love both those options. So
Yeah, win-win. Deep philosophical panderings brought to you by a big toe comment.
All
from
brought-
Jerry Jones. What a
Look like
podcast.
the
man.
bottom of your big toe is crazy.
Happy Monday.
hey, the better the metaphor, the longer the tangent. You know, that's a corollary.
Happy
That's-
Monday.
That's the Jenkins and Jonez theorem right there. The better the metaphor, the longer the tangent.
The roller coaster of an NFL season is moving right along, and it promises to be a month full of tricks, treats, and of course, touchdowns. And DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL, is the number one place to bet touchdowns.
Running it in from the 1 or an 80-yard bomb. We don't care how they score touchdowns. We want to bet on them. DraftKings heard us and is delivering. Ready to place your first bet? Try betting on something simple like a player to score a touchdown. Go to the DraftKings Sportsbook app and make your pick. It's hard not to look at player props for Jayden Daniels every week because he is balling out there. Here's a reason for new customers to do a touchdown dance of their own. Bet $5 to get $200 in bonus bets instantly.
Score big with DraftKings Sportsbook, the number one place to bet touchdowns. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code Jenkins. That's code Jenkins for new customers to get $200 in bonus bets when you bet just $5. Only on DraftKings, the crown is yours.